Welcome to Aaron Plays. This will be episode 7 of my Fire in the Lake playthrough, with me playing as the US and the other 3 factions being played by the Tru'ng expansion bots. In the previous episode we had our first coup, and we are now ready to start playing on the card Uncle Ho, which has the NVA as the first eligible faction. And as all factions are eligible straight after a coup, let's determine what they're going to do. All right, so first step we go through is these. They are the first eligible. Is the current event critical and effective? So we look at the card number. It's card 50. Card 50. The NVA, they couldn't give a monkeys. A little dash there. Okay. So the answer to that is no. Next eligible could choose a critical event. Okay, so next eligible on that card is the ARVN. And for them, card 50 is a P, which is that performed. So that's not saying that next eligible could choose critical event. So no, not critical. First choice on upcoming critical event. Well, the next cards are not the first choice, so that doesn't apply. So otherwise, this is the next step. They choose op and special activity. So we draw a card. We keep going through the deck until we get a card that is NVA, and the first one that comes up, NVA T. So the first question, 20 plus NVA troops on the map. Okay, so it's 3, 6, 7, 8, 19, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21 NVA troops on the map. A quicker way of determining that without counting every cube, there are 40 NVA troops in total. There's only 19 left, so there should have been 21 on the map. Okay, so the answer to this question is yes. 6 plus NVA troops in any space with coin troops or a coin base. Well, we know that to be true because they haven't invaded yet, or they haven't crossed the border. So the answer to that one is no. So we'll be flipping the card over. Okay, so card TT. Underground North Vietnamese guerrillas in 2 or more spaces with support. We know that's not true because, again, support is the hearts and minds, and there is definitely no NVA guerrillas in South Vietnam. So this is false. So we're down here. So they're doing a special activity and then a march. Okay, so 3d6 available NVA troops. We know there's 19 NVA troops, so the best score on that is 18. So that is true, so they infiltrate. Replace 1 VC base. They can't replace a VC base because they have to be in a place with a VC base. And then they can place troops, leaving 2 NVA guerrillas. Okay. So looking at infiltrate again, the actual activity. Okay, so the infiltrate, 1 or 2 spaces, an NVA base, or NVA is greater than VC. Again, it's not occurring because they're not across the border. If base, place NVA troops up to trail plus bases, and if desired, replace NVA guerrillas with troops. Okay. So going back on the options card, place troops. I'm looking at that instruction. Okay. So I'll go into the non-player space selections. And it tells me, now this will probably be the same places, but it's worthwhile checking. So place NVA troops, city or province with most NVA guerrillas. Okay, I think from memory, most of them have got, let's zoom out, one guerrilla. South Laos has got 2 guerrillas, and Paris Beak's got 1. So Southern Laos is definitely going to be one of them. So it's trail value, which is 3, plus bases, that gets 5 troops. 1, 2, 4, 5. All the other ones have got 1 NVA guerrilla. Okay, so narrowed down base. Most NVA bases, they've all got 2 bases. Laos or Cambodia with coin control, none of them. Province in South Vietnam, we're not in South Vietnam. Coin control, none of them spaces they can place have got coin control. Most pop, none of them got population. None of them got a US base. They aren't stacked to the VC base. See, you're probably confused, none of them got non-NVA base pieces. So the most adjacent population. Okay, and that's the Parrot's Beak because it's got 2, 4, 6 populations adjacent to it. Southern Laos we've already done, which also had 6, and Central Laos has got 1, 2, 3. So Parrot's Beak gets 6. Sorry, gets 5. 2 plus 3 for the trail, 5. So we can do it this way. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, that was a gorilla. That was a mistake. 4, 5. Okay, so they've effectively placed 10 more troops. The other part is to replace guerrillas with troops. We've got to leave 2 guerrillas and they've already got 1 in each space, so they won't be doing that. So that will conclude the infiltrate part. So we now do March using move priorities. So the first part here is select one line of communication adjacent to US without NVA. Okay. Let's get rid of all these movement trails of the troops. So line of communication adjacent to US without NVA. All right. So line of communication could be here. There's US troops here. Could be that one. Could be that one. It's US. And it could be that one there. It's adjacent to that. So is the US. So we've got 4 possibles. So I've now got to check under the move priorities. That's this big, nasty looking chart here. Right. So, oops. Okay. Select a destination in the space specified by a current Tru'ng card, or if none, the MP's faction space selection priorities table and not already selected as a destination. They love their verbiage. Okay, it's the first time I've actually had to delve into the reference book to help me. And it says under NP, non-player, NVA March procedure, looks like I'm trying to move a gorilla to a line of communication. And I've got to, if you follow these dots through, okay, I've got to keep one acting non-player faction gorilla in spaces with an active MP faction base. The only place I've got more than one gorilla, so I've got to keep these two here and the one at the Parrot's Beak. So this in South Laos is the only one that's got an available gorilla to move to either this line of communication or this. Okay, so with that in mind, bringing that, select pieces to move. So we've found the piece that's moving. Okay, where does it move to? I'm going to choose find the destination. Select pieces to keep in origin, right? Select pieces to move. We've done that. We've got to select a destination. So we look at March destinations on Art. March destinations. Okay. Zoom out a little bit on that if we can. All right. All province. But we're looking for a line of communication. Okay. That chart's not helping us for lines of communication, but the golden rules do. Events, ops, and SA to maximum extent. MP factions all execute a select operation or special activity to the maximum extent possible. So a 0 route is not going to hurt as much as a 1 route. So that will march down to there. So that's the only gorilla that's moved. And as it says on the card, line of communication, no activation number roll. So I don't have to roll on here because that's to the line of communication. Let's move that. So that shows effectively trying to block that. Then next up, select spaces using March destinations. So we've got move priorities and March destinations, what we've got to look at. Okay, so the next thing they will do of that card is select spaces as March destinations. This card here, March destinations. Laos, Cambodia with coin control, there is none. Trail is 0 to 3, which it is, adjacent to most NVA troops yet to march. Okay, so adjacent to most NVA troops. So we're selecting a destination yet to march. City or province in South Vietnam without NVA control. Okay, so this is our destination, adjacent to most NVA troops yet to march. 3, 6, 7, 9, 10, 11, 12. So it looks like that's our origin, because there's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 13. No, that's our origin. Okay, let's just remove that. Okay, So the most movable pieces to move is from the parrot's beak. So now we have to select a destination for them from there. So still going on here. Okay. City or province in South Vietnam without NVA control. Well, none of them got NVA control at the present moment. ARVN is a player, coin control. So they're going to go for some place that's coin control if possible, which is this province down here. That's coin control, adjacent to the parrot's beak. So that's where they'll be moving to. That's their destination. Okay, so the next is how much stuff do they take? That's where we go back to the move priorities. Select pieces to move to and select pieces to keep in origin. Okay, so keep sufficient pieces to change, no controls in South Vietnam. No. Keep one active. This is guerrillas. Guerrillas keep friendly. Right, so they're only worried about keeping guerrillas back at the base there. All right. Select pieces to move to. Okay. Destination is South Vietnam with coin forces and 2d6 NVA troops in origin plus destination. Send in enough to gain control, and is less than, well, we know it's going to be more than, so we're okay there. Space available for base. Get 3 acting, we can't get any guerrillas there. Friendly base and destination. No. Get 1 acting MP, no. Destination set without coin forces. Get NVA control. So we had this one in here. And 2d6 equal to or greater than NVA troops in origin and destination. So get NVA control. So we send enough stuff to gain NVA control. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 troops does it. It gains NVA control. No, it doesn't. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Still not enough for NVA control, but it is now. Okay. I know that was a lot of palaver, but I think we got there in the end. Okay. At which point we roll here to see if they continue moving. They don't. I must admit, moving for the bots does require quite a lot of working out. I presume once I get more familiar with it, this will start to become second nature. But at this present moment, that was quite hard work. Trying to determine where, what, and what for. So a large military incursion has occurred in the south here. They've done their special activity already, and they've just completed their march. That will actually end their faction play. We then kill it, end faction play. And that brings us to the option, who's next on the card? Okay. Is the ARVN. Okay, so they're second eligible. So active faction will be first eligible on upcoming critical event. They won't be. Okay, the third option on there, so pass, so ignore that one. First eligible chose op and special activity they did, and event is performed and or critical. So we're looking at this card 50. which for the ARVN, it is performed. Okay. It's not critical. Event is performed or critical and effective. Okay, so this is the first time we're actually going to read the text of the card. Right, Uncle Ho, known communist, 4 out of play US troops to South Vietnam, or ARVN resources +9. ARVN executes any 2 free limited operations. That's quite good. That is quite good, considering that they haven't, they've only going to probably have a lim op. This gives them more than a lim op. Gives them 2 +9 resources. So if I was playing the ARVN, I would definitely take it. But I'm not. So let's see what. So we know it's performed, but is it effective? Not momentum. An ARVN's operation, special activity, or lim op. Well, it is, isn't it? It's lim op. So it is effective. So they will choose. So on this one here. First eligible chose op in special activity. An event is performed, which it is, and is effective. Yes. So it's not critical to them, but it is effectively performed. They will choose the event. So that goes to there. Okay. Page. Let's see if there's anything special on that card. Will they give me my troops back? No, but let's just double check, make sure. There's no special instructions for card 50. There is a chart of very special instructions for the odd card. 4 out of play US troops to South Vietnam. No, not going to do that one. Or ARVN resources to 9. So they're going to get +9 resources. They're on 38. So they'll take them to 47. And they can now do any 2 free limited operations. Okay. So, drawing a card for them. And the first one is card K. Okay, so drawing a card, the one I got was this one here. But the first step, coin controlled population plus patronage is equal to or greater than 42. The answer to that question is it's not. It's at 37. That tells me draw a new card. We then get card J. Right, so look at what that one says. Any 2 pop space with support where ARVN cubes exceed US cube. Any 2 population space with support So Hoi doesn't count because it hasn't got any support. Neither does Cameron, because it hasn't got support. However, our 2 population space. Any 2 pop space. Didn't say 2 plus. Okay. Colin Hoyer. Not sure how these are pronounced. I'm just pronouncing them as I see it. Coin Hoyer. There is more 2 pop space with support with ARVN cubes exceed US cubes. Okay, so there's 1. All right. 3d6 available ARVN pieces. There's only 6 ARVN pieces available, but let's see what I roll. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So that number 7 means we go and we flip the card. Zoom out. And then zoom back in. Reverse side of the JJ card. All line of communication routes from Canthal to Hoi blocked. No, they're not all blocked. No, one's blocked because it could NVA could have moved onto it, but they're not all blocked. So I move down this one. Sweep using move priorities. Now, this sweep is literally into one province, so we need to determine which province it is. Okay, so using the move priority table, which we've looked at, is that nasty one. The first thing is I've got to find a destination. And when it comes to destination, I look under over here. Sweep or transport destinations. First one, province or city in South Vietnam. Without coin control. So city or province in South Vietnam without coin control. So there's quite a few of those. That one there doesn't have coin control anymore. Nice, that one. That one. That one. Well, there's 5 straight off the bat. 6, 7. The rest have coin control. So there's 7 possible destinations. So let's try and narrow it down. Most population. So anything with 2, 2, 2. Won't be that one. Won't be that one. Remember, this is a lim op, so it's only into one. They're both got 2. So they're all 2s. Carry on. Enemy base. Do any of those have enemy bases? Well, that one doesn't. That one doesn't. So it's now down to 1, 2, 3 possible destinations. City or province with the fewest enemy pieces. Well, there's 5, 6 in Tay Ninh. There's 6 in Quan Tin. There's only 3 in Binh Dinh. So that is the destination. Next, we'll have to determine the origin. So when it comes to origin, it's a space with the most movable pieces within reach of the destination and not selected as a destination. So that's the destination. I have, well, sorry, the ARVN has 1, 2, 3 pieces that can move into Binh Dinh. Okay. Then go along one line of communication and then into an adjacent space. Okay. So do they give me any restrictions? Set pieces to keep in origins. When it comes to a sweep, it's destination is one space. They can come in from various different directions. All right, so keep sufficient pieces to change, no control. Okay, so they will sweep into here with those 2 because it doesn't change coin control in Cameron. I'll keep all the cubes in South. Keep cubes equal to enemies on line of communications. Not worry about. Keep 3 coin cubes in space with the coin base. No coin base involved. ARVN cubes greater than US troops in War II pop origin. Okay, we've got to try and keep enough cubes in Cameron so they got more than the US, which they do. In Black Duck, it doesn't restrict that. So will that last one move? I don't want to lose coin control in here. That will put coin control if they can get it, which they're happy with. Okay, so they move into there. Normal sweep, they will then detect those two guerrillas. Okay, that completes their first limb up on that card. Move trails. The second limb up. I wonder if they'll get an assault in. Okay, the next card that becomes available is card L. NVA base or NVA control in any 2+ pop space. There is. Down here in King Gang, where they just taken. So yes, 3d6 available ARVN pieces. Well, there's only 6. Let's see what happens. 5. No, we've already exceeded that on 2 die roll. So flip the card. Okay, just flip the card over. And we now see, right, it says ARVN assault would add coin control or unblock the line of communication route between Canthal and Hoi. Well, they can't do an assault down here. They've got no troops. So is there anywhere else where an ARVN assault will gain coin control? They've already got coin control here. So this is ideally would be the place to assault, because they could probably take out, because mountains is 1 for every 2, so they'd only be able to take out 1 of those. There's nowhere else they can assault. So answering the question there, ARVN assault would add coin control? No. Or unblock the line of communication route between Kentha and Hoi? No. So they do sweep again, using move priorities. Okay. So remembering the move priorities from last time, there's no need to sweep here. So the other 2 places they had was Qing Tin and Tynin. Both of them are the same, but there's no real troops left here to do a sweep in, unless these guys, they could move through here, but they won't relinquish coin control. So it looks like they're going to sweep from here to here, because they can't sweep into here with anybody else without, well, they could. You've got 2 guys here. Whereas here, they can do a lot more effective sweep into there. Again, following the golden rules, maximum extent. So, right, so if they sweep into here, now it's 2 for 1 in jungle. Every 2 will reveal 1. So you still want to keep, make sure that A is coin control in Saigon, which there will be. So they've now gained coin control here. No point sending an extra piece in. And they make sure they have more troops than, or more pieces than me in Saigon. And that will conclude their 2 limb ops they got from that card. So end faction play, end card play, draw card. Okay, I'm going to call that the end of the video. That was quite a lot involved there. Hope you like what you're watching. If you do, please hit the like and subscribe if you've not done so already. Any comments much appreciated. Again, particularly if I was doing something wrong or blatantly wrong, or if you didn't understand something, maybe I can answer the question, or maybe someone else watching the video can answer the question. So at the end of the day, I'm trying to, first of all, understand that this for myself and you guys, and two, just to create a forum where we can talk about it to get our heads around it. Because at the end of the day, underneath all this, it is an elegant system that allows us to play this wonderful game solo, or if we want to play it multiplayer, we can add a bot for a person. If we were playing with 3 people, we could add a bot as a 4th. All the best. Bye.